Hello. Cześć. We are switching to English now, and we are going global. This means that we'll see how to make our WordPress sites multilingual. A few words about myself. My name is Agnes Bury, and actually I'm your neighbor because I come from Poland, Wrocław. Have anybody of you ever been to Wrocław? Please raise your hand. Who was in Wrocław? Great. Yeah. Anybody else? Maybe at this Europe football championship, yeah? You beat us 1-0 in this Wrocław stadium, my town. Okay, and for a couple of last years, I have been working as a WordPress freelancer. I'm also a WordPress blogger, and I'm blogging about WordPress. And during Polish WordCamp, which also took place in Wrocław, I had a presentation about, it was about like comparing different solutions to make the WordPress multilingual. And after this presentation, I was offered a job by this on-the-go systems company, which is the company behind this famous WPML plugin. I said famous, but let's check, okay? So who of you, who uses or used in the past this WPML, please raise your hand. Okay. And who heard about WPML? Great, thank you. Okay, so but we also created some other great plugins like this. These tools of plugins, which are plugins, I think, for people like you gathered in this room, because these are meant for people who cannot code, who don't want to learn PHP, but still want to build some nice-looking, complex sites based on WordPress. And we also have this icon localized service, and thanks to this, these brochures, these leaflets I brought with me, you can read in your native language, right? We're about 45 people. We come from all over the world. As you can see on this map, majority from Europe. And we are working from homes and connect via internet. And we are still hiring, so if anybody is interested in joining, just let me know. But now let's to the main subject. So let's look how the agenda for today looks like. Okay, so first I will try to convince you that making your sites multilingual is worth investing. Then I will try to explain what is a multilingual site and what is not, because those two concepts are usually confused. And I will also tell you how it looks from this Google point of view, like some tips for SEO for multilingual sites. Then there will be the main part, and I will show you step by step what should be done to turn your WordPress sites into multilingual. And the last part, I will share you some useful tips and hints, like some good practices. Because when I was working as a WordPress freelancer, at first I made a lot of mistakes because nobody had told me what to do, how to do things right. So I think this could also be useful. And there's another part at the end. There will be a surprise for you, a quiz I will ask two questions. Referencing what I'm talking about now, and there will be good prizes. So please listen carefully, and you'll have a chance to win something valuable. Okay, let's start from some statistics. Here you can see the languages which are used on the internet when people are searching data. As you can see, number 1 is English, then is Chinese, and from some European languages you can see Spanish, German, French. As you can see, there is no Czech language, which is your local. But for you, it is a good reason to have your sites in at least 2 languages, right? In Czech and in English. What is also important, this chart doesn't show it, but the number of sites, non-English sites, from year to year is rapidly growing, right? So it is also good to make your site multilingual, not to lag behind your competitors, okay? Now let's see in what other ways we can benefit making our sites multilingual. I divided this slide into 2 groups. On the right, we have this site owner, the person who runs his or her business, and on the left we have WordPress developers, so I think like people like you, like me, who build the sites for these customers. So let's focus on the site owners first. We'll reach more foreign customers, right? And more customers means more money. But making our sites multilingual, we also enhance our professional images. When I was working as a WordPress freelancer, my customers came to me and they were saying like this, I saw that my competitors have their sites in different languages. It presents well, it looks nice. I want you to do the same, right? What else? You increase the trust of your visitors, yeah? The site will be more creditable. Because for a user, it is great when he can read everything in his own language, right? So this is another good reason. And last but not least, we'll get better engine visibility. For example, you build a site for a hotel in Prague, and now nobody knows about the site, because when everybody types like in Google Hotel Prague, the chances then in the results the page will be visible are really low, right? But now, when you will make the sites in some other languages, like for example in my language Polish, and I will come and I will type like for example Hotel Praga w dobrej cenie z basenem krytym, which means that hotel in Prague with indoor pool in a good price. So when your site is also translated to my language, the chances that I will know your site are higher, right? And for people who build the sites, first of all, you eliminate so-called showstoppers for projects with multilingual requirements. What it means? You can be the best WordPress specialist ever, right? But when a customer comes to you and he lists all his requirements, and you said, okay, yeah, I'm good, I can do it, I can achieve it all. But at the end, he says, oh, and one small thing, right? I want the site to be, I want the site to be visible in 3 languages. And if you don't know how to do this, forget. He will leave you. He will go to your competitors who can handle it all, right? It also will present nice in your portfolio site, yeah, that you can do this. And after you gain some experience, okay, at first you will have to learn. You will have to spend some time how to do this. But when you gain some experience, it will be easy money. Because, you know, the things you have to do for the sites are the same, right? And you will do it 1 second and so on. And then you will have to know how to do it quickly. Okay, but suppose we are convinced and now we want to build a multilingual site. But first, we have to know what is a multilingual site and what is not. Here you can see some examples, but these are bad ones. The first one on the right is so-called side-by-side translation, which means that here on the same page you can see the content in one language, which is English, and here in another language, in Polish in this case. Okay? Please never ever do this. I will tell you why in a while. Another very common, very popular approach is to insert this Google Translator switcher. In WordPress it is very easy because there are a number of plugins who can do this. And you just activate and you drag this switcher to your widget, to your sidebar. And yeah, now you are proud that, oh, my site is multilingual. But no, this is not. Because, as I said, when you want to reach more customers, your site must be visible in these search engines, right? So, doing something like this, you will never have your site indexed, right? So let's see. Sorry. How it looks like from this Google point of view. Okay. Google makes it clear. Here you have the source. I have summarized it for you, just the more important things. First of all, what you should remember, that Google will try to determine the main language of each of your pages, which means that Google will try to guess, analyzing the content, what is the language of the page, and he will do it for each of your page, for each of your sub pages. Even if you have this so-called, code level languages in your HTML source, Google will ignore it. Okay, so for Google it doesn't matter. So your duty is to help Google to guess the language. How can we help? First of all, we should stick to only one language per page. Okay, so only one language per page. This means that we should avoid doing this, right? Oh, sorry. Another important thing is that we should translate all the elements on the site, right? Like widgets, sliders, everything. Not only the title and the main content. What else is important? Google makes it clear. All automated translations will be ignored, which means that when we use this switcher, it will be never visible for Google, right? We should also cross-link page by page. What does it mean? When you have this, for example, About Us subpage, and we have this language switcher, and the user switches to, for example, your Czech language, he or she should be moved to the page on us, right? Not to the home page. And we should do the same for all subpages. What else? Avoid automatic redirections. Sometimes users don't have this language switcher on the site because they think like this: okay, I will let the browser to detect the user language and then to redirect to the specific page in specific language. Please don't do this, because this way your site, your whole site will not be indexed well, okay? And last, but very important, provide valuable content and made by human, right? Because from Google's point of view is to provide the users with content of best quality, right? So it will help. So how to do it right? Here is an example. This is a site, one of the sites I made when I was working as a WordPress freelancer. And this site is available in 3 languages: French, English, and Spanish. So we have this language switcher, and as you can see, all the elements of the site have been translated, right? So even this logo image, the menu, the slider, and each slide, like you have, we can here have this title, this button, each element was translated. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the steps which should be done to turn your WordPress sites into multilingual one. There are mainly 4 steps, like choosing the solution, installation, inserting language switcher, and translating. But I added also another one, and here I will share you these good tips and hints. Okay, step number 1. First, we have to decide what solution we are going to choose, right? We have different possibilities for WordPress. The first one, and the easiest one, is to just install another WordPress, like for example in a catalog for so a new WordPress installation for each new language. This is easy, but it has a lot of drawbacks, right? Because you will have to do everything for each language, like to upgrade WordPress, to the themes, the plugins. You will have to remember the different passwords and do the backups and so on. So moving a step further is to switch to this WordPress multi-site. Yeah, so this is something similar, but we have in one installation several WordPresses, and everything can be done only once, like this, all the updates and so on. And each sub-site will be for a separate language, right? I was using this solution in the past quite often, and it worked well for me, yeah. But once it happened to me that I had to do some changes for a customer with a site done by somebody else in the past, and I noticed that he was using this WPML plugin. And I was really surprised how quickly I could insert and translate new content using this solution, comparing to this one. And this was when I switched to this WPML plugin and my adventure with WPML started. But we also have some other plugins available. Some are free. You can find it in WordPress repository like Qtranslate, Multilingual Press, Stella, Silly Language. Maybe you could list some others. So it depends on you, right? But before you will choose your solution, it's good to know what you expect and not to do some mistakes later. Okay, so step number 2. We install and we configure. What will you have to configure? Sorry. First, we'll have to choose the site languages. Okay. Then, we'll have to select this language URL format. Like, for example, if you want to have the languages in subfolders or on subdomains, you can see here that it was the subfolder format chosen. And from Google's point of view, it doesn't matter what is this URL format, but Google says that it is good to have this language ID, this language shortcode in this URL for the user. Because suppose that I'm sending you a link to a blog article which is in English, right? Because I found it interesting and I want to share. You enter a site and you can see that in the language switcher you have your own Czech language. So you switch to your Czech language. And sorry. No. Here I wanted to say something else. What I wanted to say, that in this example, you can see that there is a site which has lots of images. And maybe the user is not sure whether he is still looking at the site in this English language. So when he can see this EM, in this URL, yeah, it is he is convinced that he is still in the same language. Step number 3, insert language switcher. Okay, then we have to insert this language switcher. And what is important to remember here? This is what I wanted to say, right? Cross-link all pages. So here's the example. When I send you the link and you are switching to Czech, you want to be moved directly to this equivalent in Czech, right? It is also important for these Google bots. What else? Custom language switcher. Here is an example of a language switcher. And probably when you are building sites, your customer will have this language switcher in different forms, like using the flags and so on. So it is good to check ahead before you choose your plugin how easily you can do this, right? Here this is an example. It comes from our WPML.org site. And we have a separate documentation section like custom language switchers. And there you can find some code snippets how to do this. Okay. Step number 4, translate your content. Okay, here, sorry. You can see how it will look like. It depends on the plugin, right? But usually it looks similar. You have this home page, and here you have your different languages. You just press here, and you insert the content for this specific language. But what is important? you have to remember that there are lots of elements, WordPress elements, to be translated. Not only this page, post, title, and the body, but also lots of other elements. And for you, it's good to create such a checklist, similar to this one, and to check item by item whether it presents in all languages. So like site title, pages and posts, categories and tags, images and menus, widgets. For more complex sites, it will be also custom post types, taxonomies, custom fields. You should always remember about this theme localization. To see this, like for example, all these strings which are embedded in your source PHP files, like comments posted by and so on, and all these theme options. These are important when you are buying your ready-to-use themes on this theme stack. Usually then they will see your different theme options, and you should also make sure that they are ready to be translated, all of them. Yeah, and we are done, yeah? We've translated all the content, and so we invoice our customer, and from our point of view it's all, but no, it's not. Because then your customers will come to you and he will keep calling you and asking questions like how should be this done, how to translate this, that, and so on. So it is important to let the site be easy to maintain, but these non-techies people, which are not programmers, right? And also it is important to be predictable and to think about future requirements, because maybe your customer will come again and he will want to extend it. What does it mean? Just to summarize, we should remember that we have these different users who will come to our page. We've already talked about people like us, WordPress developers. They are interested which elements to handle, how quickly can be done, and so on. We've already talked about this Google bots. Yeah, he will try to recognize the language of each page, and it would be better if the page was translated by a human. The site visitors want to have this comfortable, which means they want to see all elements in the site, and they want to understand everything. But here we have these content editors, people who insert the content, who will update the pages and so on. And for them, and also for us, yeah, not to be interrupted with the calls, we should think ahead whether our plugins let us to do it quickly, easy, and doesn't make a customer think. Okay, some examples. Can you copy from original? This is very useful. It's, for example, I'm a blogger, I'm a WordPress blogger, and when I create a new blog article, I like to I'd like to add images, I'd like to use this blog quote, and I'm dealing with different formatting, okay? Some images will flow to the right, some to the left, and so on. And my articles are usually long. And now, when I have to write it in another language, like for example English, when my plugins doesn't allow this to copy from original, I will have to do all the formatting once again, okay? Lots of work. So this is really useful if your multilingual plugins allows this. What else is important? Can you change your admin language? Once it happened to me to build a site for a French customer, and on the site, this dashboard admin part of the site was visible in French. For me, it was like it doesn't look like a WordPress anymore for me. And yeah, I didn't know what to do then. So it is good whether your plugin allows you to switch to choose the admin language independently of the site languages. Okay. Another important thing is about images translation. What is important? You should avoid uploading the images again and again for each separate language, right? You should upload it once to WordPress, but then you should add this alternative text and this title text for each language, because this is important from this Google point of view, right? So here the slides show how it can be done in this WPML plugin. You just check this, and there will be only one. The images will be translated easily, but the copy will be one. What else? Menu synchronization. This is especially very important when you have lots of categories, lots of pages, subpages, and so on, and you are adding new ones. So let the system, let the plugin do it for you automatically, okay? This is also important, but in my opinion, for big services like news services and so on, when you deal with lots of posts, categories, and content is updated frequently. So it is good if we can turn originally WordPress users into translators, which means that they could log into the WordPress dashboard and quickly do the translations. First, they will get email notification anytime a new content in the main language arrives, and then they could see both languages versions, like side by side, to be able to do their work quickly, right? It is also good when we have to send automatically this work to the translation to a qualified translator. Okay, what else is important? We should be predictable. Theme and plugins compatibility. Okay. In WPML, we have a special program when every theme or plugin author can come to us, and we'll check whether his theme or plugin is compatible with WPML. And if everything is done right and works well, the author receives such a sticker, Multilingual ready. And then when he publishes his theme, for example, and this famous theme forest stack, the customers are more willingly to buy his theme, because they can see that they don't have to trouble about multilingual compatibility. What else is important? When you get stuck, ask for support, right? So before choosing your plugin, please check ahead if the plugin author gives you support and how quickly. And remember that your site will grow, and we should think about the future. Let's see an example. Don't let e-commerce surprise you. the number of WordPress e-commerce shops is rapidly growing, right? For WordPress, we have this famous WooCommerce plugin. I checked it in this WordPress. It is free in this WordPress repository, and it has more than 2.5 million of downloads, right? So, in my case, it was that my customers were coming to me after the project was done, was completed, like several months passed by, and they come again, and we said, oh, now I want to have a small shop for my site, and could you extend, but I also wanted to have it in WordPress. If the site was also multilingual, we should think about this multilingual compatibility for this WordPress. In WPML and this WooCommerce plugin, we have a separate plugin which allows you to do this. It is free. You can find it in the WordPress repository. It's called WooCommerce Multilingual. And with this plugin, you can easily adjust all these e-commerce features like products, categories, and like attributes, shipping classes, whatever. Okay, to sum up, remember, no SEO means no customers. So we shouldn't ignore these Google directives, these Google guidelines, right? We should identify all elements to be translated, and we should check ahead whether our plugin can handle them all, not to be surprised in the future. We should also remember that there are different users and they have different needs, and we should simplify the non-tedious lives. And it is also good to think about the future enhancements like this e-commerce compatibility. Yes, you can handle it all with this WPML, but as you can see here, we would like to have only this download button, but yeah, we have this also buy. But paid doesn't mean more expensive. I will tell you why. First of all, how much your time is worth. You know, when you get stuck, you can always, instead spending hours and just to find the solutions, you could always ask for support, right? Buying the WPML license, you get free access to support. What is important? How many sites per year do you build? When buying one WPML license, you can use it for infinite number of sites, right? So, and you only pay once. Don't disappoint your customer. Okay, we are making a livings doing this WordPress WPML plugin, and as you can read it in the leaflets, there are more than 400,000 sites based which are using this WPML plugin. So we cannot allow to when the new WordPress version is released, that our plugin will be not compatible with the latest WordPress version. So we always check it ahead. Limit the work you need to do. Yeah, think ahead about themes and plugins compatibility and about how to simplify the lives of non-technical people. Okay, so this is the end. And here goes the quiz. You will have a chance to win 2 licenses. The first license will be for this WPML, and then another license, and the second question for another lucky guy. And this will be for this toolset plugin, which is a plugins family for people who don't want to build some great-looking sites, but don't want to code to use PHP, okay? So, I will ask a question first for this prize, and the first person who will raise his or her hand and will give me the right answer wins, okay? Okay. So, this question will refer to this, to this slide. And the question is, give a reason, or two reasons or more, why we should avoid this approach when making our sites multilingual. Okay.
Mainly because Google prefers human translated content. Google prefers human translated content.
Yeah, this is a good answer. Can you give some other reasons? Yeah, but this is enough, okay? You won the license, and then I will ask your email and I will create an account for you, okay? Bravo! Okay, and the second question. It will have something to do with this one. Yeah, I said there are different user roles and different needs. Okay, the question is about these users, these content editors. Okay, the question is, give at least 2 reasons how we can simplify this content editor lives for making the sites multilingual. So this time you will have to give at least 2 reasons. What can we do to make their lives easy when translating the content? Okay.
Okay, I will try. So first of all, like if the editor uses another language, so he wants the interface to be his language for his translating, the WordPress interface, and the other one is like he can translate all the content in one interface and doesn't need to be like on one side. He can translate like all the content like just switching the screens with the interface, and not to have to connect to the other side, the side
Yeah, I didn't talk about it, but yeah, I benefited from this when I switched to this WPML, so this is a correct answer. Okay. Thank you very much. So you are the second winner. Okay. Okay, and if you have some questions, I don't know how where. Okay, so I will be standing there next to a table under this sign, and you can approach and you can come and you can ask some more questions about this WPML or whatever you want. Okay. So thank you for listening. Thank you for your attention.